Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday to you. I'm going to kick things off with Erin's comment. Erin, you made me laugh. It's so true. She says, "Hi, Matt. I don't think the muggy meter can register this high. It is so thick outside. It's just gross, right? It really is. I'm getting sick of it. I'll tell you. I was just out in the yard for just a little bit just now, and I'm a mess. I stink. I'm covered in sweat. It's just so gross. And the good news is we've got some relief in sight. We really do coming our way here in the forecast. We're going to get a nice shot of dry air in here. It's going to be comfortable. It's going to last a while. And this real thick humidity, I don't see it building back to this at least in the next 10, maybe 12 days or so. So that's some good news to look forward to here in the forecast. Good evening to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. I know we just spoke. What was it? Saturday morning we did a live with some of the shower and thunderstorm activity coming through. What a rainy day, man. We just had rounds of rain. Not everyone saw the super heavy rain all day. We didn't, we had rounds in different spots, but some of you really got some good downpours. Southern Lake, Southern Porter, Northern Newton, Northern Jasper County, Stark County got some good rain out of this. So what we're going to do here in the broadcast, I know it's Sunday evening, it's summertime, your time is precious. So what we're going to do, we're going to breeze through this. We're going to talk about how much rain we got over the last 3 to 4 days. I've got some totals for you. We'll talk about the current drought situation, and then we'll get into this relief that's coming our way as we begin to look into the month of August around here in terms of the forecast. Sound good? All right, so that's the plan here in terms of what we're doing. Let me get my maps all lined up here. And then let me thank our sponsors too while we let a couple more people join. I'll let you look at this beautiful satellite view. We get the best views from space this time of year. We're starting to lose how beautiful they are because we're losing daylight, right? But when that sun is up, boy, does it illuminate the visible satellite. You can see all the action we have going on, even some lake breeze thunderstorms currently as we speak. All right, let me dive into our sponsors. We'll let a couple other people join. We'll start at the bottom of our screen there. These are in no particular order. I should probably put them alphabetically. Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Valparaiso. They've been serving Northwest Indiana for decades. They're amazing. The plan is to do some MC event for them coming up here over the next couple months, and so that'll bring me out to the region. Would love to meet you guys at that place. Where I'll give you all the details on it. I can't give details yet because it's not set. But anyway, Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Valparaiso. You guys need a new car, Jeep, Dodge, Jeep Ram, anything like that. Head on over to them. T&T Tree Service. If you have any trees on your property that aren't looking too good, maybe you had one taken down like 8 storms ago, and you're getting a little lazy about it. If you could give them a call, they'll come take that tree down for you. They do all sorts of trees that are problem trees that fall in the weirdest places, whatever it happens to be. They do it professionally and they get it done. They're amazing. It's ttreeservice.com, and I'll tell you, I lost my sheet here. ttreeservice.com. That's 3 T's. All right, or you can give them a call if you need a tree taken down, or you just want them to look at something. They'll do that too. 219-300-6256. All right, next up, we've got FBIbuildings.com, the place to go if you need a new pole barn constructed. They do commercial, they do residential. If you have an existing pole barn structure, they'll renovate that. Would that be nice if you had a nice, brand new smelling structure, whether it be for commercial reasons, or maybe you have a lot of property and you need to store some equipment, whatever it happens to be. They do great work, FBIbuildings.com. They've done over 20,000 of them in the Midwest. That's a lot. Kate Cusack for Ruoff Mortgage. She's our local lender for all our mortgage needs. I'm just going to tell you this. My wife and I went and looked at a house tonight. We're not in the market to buy, but it had a lot more room for our expanding family as we have our 5th on the way here coming up. And a real estate agent is everything, all right? And Kate is the real estate agent of real estate agents. She's amazing to work with. She's super professional. She's prompt. She will get you ready to go for that home. If you're looking to get a home before the kids start school, now's the time to do it. There's some great homes on the market right now. Either give her a call or hit her up on Kate on Facebook. It's Kate Cusack Home Loan Girl on Facebook. She takes private messages, or you can call her if you want. It's 219-775-6645, or shoot her a text. She doesn't care. She's modern. All right. I was going to say something. I'm not. TigerPlumbing.net for all your plumbing needs. You guys need a plumber? Tiger Plumbing is the place to go. They're amazing. They just re-signed with us for, I think, 3.5 years now. They've been with us as a sponsor. They were one of our first sponsors. So I love Jeff and crew there. They do great work. We stand behind their work just as much as they do. If you have an issue in terms of plumbing, you want to take a picture of it or video, you can do that. You send it right to them on the mobile app. They'll analyze the problem. They'll come out for free, which is crazy. They got to be losing money on that, but they come out for free. They'll take care of it. You want new Delta faucets installed, they can do that. New shower heads, outdoor spigots, whatever happens to be piping, they'll take care of it. TigerPlumbing.net. Minogue.life. Michael Minogue is the master around life insurance, Medicare, Medicaid. He knows. Do you know how many rules come out every year and new laws that change this stuff? He knows it all. He's got a book like this thick that he has to read every single year and study on it, and he just knows his stuff. So why not go to him if you have questions around life insurance, Medicare, Medicaid? If you're thinking about retirement, or maybe you're thinking about Medicaid Parts A, B, C, or D, or maybe even the Medicare supplement, you need to take time to learn and plan what that plan is, and figure out what those plans are in advance. He can help you sort through it. You shouldn't make any quick decisions around this stuff. You need to know what you're getting into, and every plan has different options for every individual that can be different. They're like snowflakes. He would be happy to sit down with you, no cost consultation, and go through everything. Minogue.life. That's where you start. That's the website, Minogue.life. Great Lakes Lighting. Be the envy of your neighborhood with expertly placed outdoor lighting. You can light up for security purposes, whether you have a dark path or perhaps that sounds really horrifying. But if you have like a dark area, when you're walking in your house or garage, they'll light that up for you. If you have landscaping, like trees or beautiful things on your property you want to illuminate, why not make it look awesome? Great Lakes Lighting is the place to go. Light Up NWI is the website, lightupmwi.com, or you can go to Great Lakes Lighting on Facebook. Romans Roofing. Romans has been doing roofing, and they do it well for decades as well. They do not just commercial, but residential as well, retail, storm restoration options. But guess what? They're local to Hobart, but they service all of Northwest Indiana, and they don't just do roofing well. They do siding, gutters, windows, all that stuff. Hit them up if you guys need some work done on your house. They've got great specials right now as we get into fall and then eventually winter. You want to make sure that home is nice and snug if you've got a leaky window in terms of air, not water. Make sure you take care of that. All inspections and estimates are completely free. So give them a call. Why not have them out, see how much it costs? If you don't want to do it now, that's fine. At least you know how much it is. All right, PSA, publicserviceadjusting.com. Those are our experts around the world of taking your insurance claim, which you'd normally go to insurance company. Don't do that. Go to them, publicserviceadjusting.com. They're all local licensed insured adjusters. What they will do is they'll come out, take pictures, handle your claim, package it up, deliver it to your insurance company for you. You don't even have to talk to your insurance company. They're ripping you off anyway. Our rate for insurance just went up for no reason. And I'm like mad about it. Insurance, but you have to have it. Anyway, they'll deal with your insurance company for you. It sounds like I'm really unhappy with my insurance company. I am. Anyway, they'll deal with it, and then they'll be the go-between in terms of whatever happens with that claim. And you don't have to do any of it. And then you get this big fat check at the end for more than what you'd normally get. Publicserviceadjusting.com. I know that sounds too good to be true. Check out their website. They have nothing but 5-star reviews. People are like, why did I not use them or even know they existed? Finally, Earl's Heating and Air Conditioning. If you guys are in the market for maybe a new furnace coming up this fall, or maybe your AC is just on the fritz right now, let Earl's know. They'll come out. They're amazing. They're the most trusted heating company in Cherville since 1976. They're doing something right. There's not a lot of companies left over from 1976, let's be honest. But they're doing it right, serving Lake and Porter counties. They have great specials still on tune-ups and new AC units. It's like cars. Just get last year's model. You'll be fine. I don't know how it works. But anyway, Earl's. Go to Earl's, earlsheating.com, the place to go. All right, let's say hi to our early birds, and then we'll get the show on the road here. Darlene's with us on our YouTube channel. Darlene, thanks for joining us on YouTube. Hi, how are you? Angel's with us. Debbie, hello. Rhonda, hello to you as well. We've got Jan on YouTube. Susan's with us. She said, sure got some nice rain in Hammond today. I know, we've got all sorts of downpours, even today. Today's a little more localized, so a lot of you did not see rain today. Good evening to you, Pearl. Fernando says it's fine. Well, I'm glad. Maxwell, hello. Derek's with us as well. Pearl got the pop-up. Now it's muggy. It's just disgusting outside. Wow, Derek got 3 inches in an hour. That's the kind of rain we're talking about. Vicky's with us. Vicky Ann is with us as well. You're welcome. Thanks for appreciating all we do. Jan decided mowing Monday is going to become mowing Friday. Probably a good idea. Lots of lightning last night, says Vicky. Michelle, thank you for that. I hope your mini vacation was enjoyable. It was. We had a great time. It was just a quick 2-day getaway. My wife is about to pop any day now. Well, not any day now. She's got another month and a half or so. So she doesn't want to hear me say that. But anyway, we just know we're going to be settling down. And you're going to be getting lots of weather updates come paternity leave. So there's that. But anyway, thank you very much. Tom says feels like Florida. It sure does. Let's see. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm going to guess it's like Sergeant Watts. Anyway, nice rain in LaPorte. Yes, we are getting downpours in LaPorte right now. We had some in Lake County earlier. Chicago's getting it right now. Amanda's with us. Lynn is with us. Jacob's with us. Brenda's with us. We can get started on the show. All right, so let's dive in. Here's where I want to start. Drought monitor. Okay, here's the latest drought monitor. This was out on Thursday. We have since improved this, right? They update this drought monitor every single Thursday, and it takes into account the information from the Tuesday prior. So it's about a week old when we get it. That being said, we've had some good rain since last Tuesday, right? So this Thursday's drought monitor, I would imagine we get a nice little dent in that, and things will look a little bit better. On a local note here, we are considered in drought in Lake Porter, most of LaPorte County. The yellow shaded areas, it's not technically drought, it's just abnormally dry. It doesn't matter the category, we all need rain. And then you can see the areas that need rain the most, southern areas of Newton and Jasper County. And then we have severe drought, which has developed in western areas of Lake County. This is in the last week. Here's who got rain over the last 4 days. Everybody got rain the last 4 days. Here's Northwest Indiana, just for reference. Remember where that drought was? Well, look where we got the rain. We got some really, really good totals on the order of several inches. And we're talking 2 to 4 inches of rain fell across Northwest Indiana over the last couple days. The lightest amounts were in our extreme northern Lake County, all right? We didn't get a ton of rain. These are radar estimates with almost an inch along the lakeshore. But areas in yellow, that's where we get above an inch. Areas, as you get into this tan shade, that's where we're about 2.5 inches. So you get the idea. We got some good rain around here. So that's going to put a nice dent in the drought. We technically could use more, and we're getting a little bit more right now, and we've got some chances this week. This week's chances for rain, though, are very changeable. You want an unconfident forecast? We've got one for you. All your apps are going to be changing like crazy this week. There's even not our local weather service, but weather services in this pattern. I read a couple comments. They're like, basically just saying, I don't know. We're going to have to see what happens. And here's why. We're developing this ring of fire pattern that we've been talking about for a long time, where you get this big dome of high pressure down to the south. Notice all the clear skies. It is so unstable in Nebraska and Iowa and Kansas, but there's nothing popping because they've got a big dome of high pressure pushing that air down. It's totally different, right? Around that dome of high pressure or heat, you get these huge complexes of storms like we're seeing develop up in Minnesota right now. We also have kind of this quasi-frontal boundary that's settled south, but you can see we've got action around the outside of it. And that dome will be really the driver of our forecast this week, where we'll see these large complexes blow up kind of at random, but not really, like we have up in Minnesota right now. And they won't stay in Minnesota. They will curve in our direction. All right, so I'll show you that here in a second. But for today, in local sake, I want to zoom in on this because this is really cool. These are our downpours that we're getting this evening. This is off of two things, really. Lake breeze boundary, number one, okay? So you get calm enough air that the cooler air over the lake expands. You get this little line right here. But there's also kind of an outflow boundary from last night's storms that has settled off towards the north. So it's kind of a hybrid of both. But either way, we're getting these localized downpours. You could see some of the rain that we had, areas that really didn't pick up rain the last couple of days. So like Whiting up towards Gary, getting over towards Portage, and now it's getting into the Michigan City area. Meanwhile, we've got kind of this little secondary boundary down here that's in a different line. That one is kind of mixing with the boundary from this one. So all of them coming together, we're going to see some pop-ups for a few more hours here, mainly targeting Porter and LaPorte County. But can't rule out this boundary still hanging out in Lake County. We may see this storm get going down here, down by Lowell. That may head up into the Maryville area. We'll see. What they're doing is they're kind of bubbling up and down. So the storm bubbles up, and then you get the rain and the downdraft. That comes down, hits the ground, goes out, hits other boundaries, goes up. And so it's kind of, that's why you get that kind of popcorn-like look to the radar. But anyway, some of you getting some much-needed rain, and it's not too bad. It doesn't last too long, so there's that. All right, let's go through time. Our eyes and our attention is going to turn towards this complex of storms up in Minnesota. All right, that's what we've got to keep our eyes on. Models had a good job initiating that. And then watch what happens. This is overnight tonight, and then this is tomorrow morning. See how this thing curves? It looks like it's heading into Canada, but then it doesn't. It curves, and what it's going along is a instability boundary and that dome of heat, essentially, that's stretched right across the region. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. And I say that because tomorrow morning, waking up, there is a slight chance that this thing makes it all the way into areas of southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, and then that becomes our problem. Any storms that we do inherit, though, should be in a weakening phase as they move in. Their main source of energy this week is going to stay mainly off towards the north, and this is mainly along a frontal boundary and a low-level jet that is pumping in moisture to that area, right? It's all about flow. We all have pretty similar air mass around here with temperatures and dew point. So you'd say, well, why do they get storms and we don't? It's all about flows and boundaries, and that happens to be where the air is kind of colliding up here. Whereas here, it's not really. It's just with that lake breeze boundary. Either way, we've got a chance of storms tomorrow. It would be mainly early in the day, and it would be from this decaying complex of storms as it sinks south, all right? So that one heads by. A few pop-ups out to our east are possible tomorrow, but notice what gets going by tomorrow evening again. We get another huge complex of storms that develops off towards the north. Where does that go? Well, that remains to be seen, but you can see how models take it in our direction. And the hurt tends to fade things a little too quickly. Most models do. So this is another period of time we're going to need to keep an eye out. Our boundary here, our flow, our collision of air isn't nearly what it is off towards the north, all right? So I don't anticipate this thing holding together too long. And again, it should be in the weakening phase as it moves in, but we have to keep an eye on this. And this would move through sometime tomorrow night, if not Tuesday morning. That would lay out a boundary that would lie right through the region Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday night and Wednesday. And I think that's going to be a pretty good chance for storms around here. Here's where your storms are going to be severe tonight up in Wisconsin, or areas of Minnesota and northern Wisconsin. All right, that's where that complex is. Notice how the Storm Prediction Center it takes it a little further south and then kind of ends it. It's expecting a lot of that to weaken as it moves in tomorrow morning. And then that second round you saw tomorrow evening, here's where it's expected to develop, areas of the plains and then back towards Montana, right? And we would have to keep an eye on that as that potentially comes our direction tomorrow night into Wednesday. And then here you go, marginal risk on, this is Wednesday itself. That's the day that we're going to have to keep an eye on when that boundary, remember I said settles right over us, we could spark some storms around here. So we may have some strong to severe storms around here on Wednesday of this week, all right? One of the things I want to show you, this is kind of this is the flow of air around the country. I want to show you this high pressure ridge. See this high pressure ridge right here? See this kind of bubble? It's like a bullseye. That's what all these storms are going around. And so the storms that develop tomorrow start off up here, and they follow that 700 millibar height where they kind of curve along. See how they all point towards us? It's really interesting to watch. There are a lot of things that drive where these storms go, but that's one of the things I usually look for. And you see how that boundary kind of breaks down by Tuesday, where here's your ridge. I don't know if you guys can see that. I hope you can. But here's your ridge, and then here's where the storms form, and this is the path that they'll take. See how it's kind of different? It's more west to east versus, tomorrow's more north to south almost. It's really fascinating how they all change. And that's kind of how you get ahead of these things because they're so hard to predict. And then Wednesday, that boundary is right over us. We've got a frontal boundary here. So that's all I really need to show you in terms of that map. All right, let's talk rain. We'll go long term, and then we'll talk temperatures as we go into the month of August because we've got relief in sight. Here's your complex on the Euro. It has it fading well off towards our west tomorrow. So again, models have no idea where these big complexes go. They're just really bad at it. Here's just an isolated chance tomorrow afternoon. I don't really know what that is. And then Tuesday, here's your next complex. Remember, that one's going more west to east. So that will develop Monday night and then could roll in here. But notice how it just fades it completely, like there's a wall on us. That's possible. Maybe the majority goes up towards Michigan. Who knows? We really don't. There's just a chance that these complexes could get in here next 2 days. And then Wednesday, here's our best chance of rain. This is Tuesday night, Wednesday, frontal boundary moving through. Pretty good shot at rain. And then after that, could we have a lingering pop-up Thursday? Sure, kind of like today. But then that boundary heads south. And look at this, dry Friday. When do you ever see a dry map late July, early August? It's rare. Dry Saturday, dry Sunday, and then we get into kind of a stormy pattern the following week. It takes its time getting here. All right. Oh, let's look at this. This is the last thing I'm going to show you. Then you can ask your questions. Look at the temperatures. Hot. It's hot today, right? We're hot tomorrow. 88, super muggy outside. Super muggy on Tuesday, 90 degrees. Wednesday, 86, super muggy outside. Front goes by on Thursday, and boom, we are in the 70s for highs. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, And our lows tell the story of the dew points. That tells our comfortable air. When you have lows in the 70s, it's humid outside, right? When you get lows in the 60s and 50s, that means you've got dry, comfortable air, and that's where we're going. That dry air takes its time getting here this time of year. So Thursday is going to be the transition day where we're cooler for highs, but humidity starts to come down on Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday into Tuesday of next week, we have low humidity around here. It's going to be downright amazing once again. And then notice how we build back up into the 80s perhaps, but there's nothing out of control. I don't see any upper 90s or mid 90s around here. And those overnight lows aren't too bad. That tells us our humidity comes back, but it's nothing crazy. So really good looking forecast here once we get to Thursday. And then this upcoming weekend just looks fantastic. I couldn't imagine a better weekend to kick off August. These are technically the dog days of summer right now, late July into early August. And, it's not going to feel anything like that next week, but it certainly has recently, right? Not a whole lot going on. All right, so that is that. If you guys have questions, go ahead, throw them in the chat. If not, we'll get you on your way tonight. I do appreciate you guys spending time with me. Don't forget, on regionweather.com, if you're not signed up, I had a lot of new signups last week. 2 people messaged me, said I didn't even know about this. But on the right-hand side of the screen, you can sign up for daily emails. I know everyone offers daily emails now, but this is personalized from a meteorologist. I'll type up a little weather story. I'll put a little pretty picture that I make in the mornings. I'll attach it all together, and I send it out to you. It's not from a bot. It's not from a thing. I'm not trying to get you to buy anything. It's the weather story for Northwest Indiana for the day. All right, and we send those out every single morning, as long as I'm working at work. Because remember, I'm up early. I'm up early working on this stuff so that it's ready to go for you in the morning. So you can sign up right-hand side of the screen, regionweather.com. You'll see sign up for email. Just type it in. That's all you do. We don't sell your information or anything like that. So there's that. We're also on the radio side of things, X-Rock 103.9, Indiana 105.5, and Z107.1. You can hear our daily forecasts on there every single day. So there's that. Let's see. Oh, Kelly Joe says you can see it. That's good. Yeah, they really do, Amanda. In terms of the pop-up stores, they look like a wildfire map. Yeah, they're all over the place. I showed kind of a different version today of these storms. I usually show this version right here. You can see how it's a little bit different, but that's kind of how they work. I mean, it's really, they're popping up like wildfires. In terms of the satellite, I mean, that looks like it as well, right? Let's go back to satellite here. I mean, these clouds look like wildfire smoke, but that's just how the storms work. And then what you're seeing is like the movement of it. Once that cloud gets high enough, it gets caught in the jet stream, and the jet stream wind takes it. It's not taking it at first while it's growing. It's really incredible. So you can tell what direction our jet stream's coming from. It's coming from the west-southwest. It's blowing those clouds off. So pretty neat. I just love it. You're right. Jan, thank you. You are our #1 supporter in terms of those emails. I do appreciate that. All right. Yeah, KJ, we are ready to go on that. All right. Ann says, as always, thank you so much for doing this, sharing knowledge. Ann, you're absolutely welcome. I appreciate you spending your Sunday evening. I can't tell you guys, I'm blown away that you guys spend your Sunday evening with me just chatting weather. I really do appreciate it. So there's that. Let's see. Jacob says, not a big severe risk till Wednesday. Yeah, absolutely. So, we've got to watch this Monday complex. We've got to watch this Tuesday complex, wherever they go. Models are awful. I can't tell you where they're going to go. All right. There's no help from models, and we'll just have to wait and see on these. That's kind of how that ring of fire pattern works. But that being said, our severe risk is it's rather low the next 2 days because the bulk of the action and the energy, I can tell you where that is. It's up by Minnesota. Okay. Wednesday, that's when the front comes in, and we'll have a little bit more in terms of dynamics. So yes, Wednesday will be our next shot for that. Yeah, I don't know, Maxwell. This really feels like the first ring of fire pattern we've had. We'll see. I don't know. September's have been running pretty warm recently. And I would imagine we'll get this dome of heat around for much of the month of August somewhere. So we may come back to it later this month. And September is always there as well. So, yeah, I wouldn't rule it out. I don't think it's our last. We really haven't had it yet. So there's that. Cindy, you're welcome. Absolutely. Lynn, you're welcome as well. All right, guys, we'll let you go. You guys have a wonderful Sunday evening. I hope you're hanging on to summer while it lasts. Kids are going to be back in school in a couple of weeks. So enjoy summer while you can. All right.